From Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
We do welcome you to the Maxwell Leadership Center here on the campus of Ohio Christian University. A matinee affair this afternoon as the Crown College Royal Crusaders out of Powell, Tennessee, in town to take on your Ohio Christian Trailblazers. It's a battle of the Mideast region. The Crown College right now in that number 3 slot in the Mideast region. OCU, the number 1 ranked team in America and the number 1 team in the Mideast region. Trailblazers a perfect 8-0 in Mideast region play. You may remember they went undefeated a season ago in this Mideast region for the first time in school history. Crown comes in at 2-4. They are 9-10 overall, and maybe a surprise a little bit. They returned 11 players from a year ago. They returned 5 seniors, and expectations were high. They returned one of their best players in school history, talking about senior Nate Humphrey, and despite all of that, they are only 2-4 in the region. They've been beat against Kentucky Christian at home, and they're only meeting with the Knights. They were also beat by Welch College, formerly Free Will Baptist Bible, a team that was here last night to play your Trailblazers. They have split with Welch, and so a little bit surprising. I kind of came into this season thinking Crown would be the second best team in this region, and when you hear from Tony Stockman in just a few moments, he's a little surprised that they're not the second best team in terms of the standings. A dangerous team. OCU went down to Crown, about 2 weeks ago, Saturday, January 26th, and Ohio Christian did win, but it was 75-69. Trailblazers jumped out to a 37-24 advantage at halftime, mainly because of their defense. They held Crown to only 23% field goal shooting in the first half. Crown finished the game only shooting 31% from the field, and they did a very nice job on Nate Humphrey. We talked about him already, nearly 20 points per game. Humphrey finished with 21, but he was only 8 of 21 from the field. Senior James Nelson used his size advantage in that one, had 20 points in the game, 7 rebounds, 5 blocks. He was 8 of 13 from the field. Trayvon, another Trayvon-like game. 5 threes in that game, 19 points, 5 of 12 from three-point range. Trailblazers shot 37% on threes as a team, and they held Crown. They got out-rebounded. If there's one statistic that concerns you a little bit from that first meeting, it's the fact that Crown, even though they are undersized, did out-rebound OCU 50-41. Trailblazers won in this building last night, one of their best performances of the year in terms of the Mideast region. They knocked off Welch 101-45. They jumped out to a 17-3 advantage, and they never looked back. OCU 51% field goal shooting. They held Welch to only 27%. Trailblazers shot 59% from three-point range. 5 Trailblazers in double digits. Milan Kostov and Trayvon both led OCU with 16 points. The Trailblazers dominated the backboards 49-30. It has been a week of travel for the Crown College Royal Crusaders. Thursday night they were up in Franklin, Indiana, where they snapped a 2-game losing streak with an 86-82 win at Heritage Christian College. They had to drive back Friday morning to Knoxville. They had a banquet yesterday on campus that they had to take part in, and then they stayed overnight in Knoxville and got up this morning at 6 a.m. To make this trip to Circleville, and so they have been on the road an awful lot. They did win 86-82 Thursday. Those two teams, Crown and Heritage Christian, combined for 50 turnovers in that basketball game. Crown had 26 of the 50. Nate Humphrey erupting for 35 points and 10 rebounds. He was 12 of 20 from the field and 3 of 6 from three-point range. Spencer Owens, the junior, was the only other Crusader in double digits with 10. Tuesday, they were down at Johnson, so another road trip. It is in Knoxville. They didn't have to go very far, but they lost 84-82 at Johnson. Talking to their head coach, Dwayne Hickman, he said, Rick, we just turned it over too many times. 17 turnovers against minimal pressure is how Hickman put it, and they did lose 84-82. Trailblazers, as we said, won Friday night against Welch. Also a big win in this building on Tuesday night when they knocked off KCU 75-65. They led by only one at halftime, 28-27, but really pulled away in the second half, outscoring KCU 47-38. Trey Vaughn sat out that first half, has been battling an ankle injury, came in, got cleared in the second half, and boy, did he get cleared and take advantage. 17 points, all of them in the second half, 5 of 7 on threes. James Nelson, another big day with 15 points. He was 5 of 10 from the field. Nelson had 8 rebounds as well. It was senior Clay McKenzie that led KCU with 16 points. And so again, it is a battle of two teams in the Mideast region. Could very easily see these two teams in the Mideast regional final 2 weeks from today, as Crown, likely the 3 seed, would have to knock off KCU in the regional semis to get to that matchup with OCU in that Mideast region final. Trailblazers 19-8, 8-0 in Mideast region play. Crown College at 9-10, 2-4 in the region. We'll take a break here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. When we come back, we'll check in with Stockman to get his thoughts on this afternoon's contest. OCU and Crown here on the Ohio Christian University Trailblazer Basketball Network. 2 minutes, back with more after this.
You're watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike. 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
If you're enjoying today's game, watch it again at trailblazerbasketball.tv.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Back here on the pregame show, we get you set for Crown College and Ohio Christian, a Mideast region battle, and the head coach of the Trailblazers, Tony Stockman, joins us now here on the pregame show. And Coach, a nice win last night over Welch, and we've talked about kind of slamming the door on teams, and you did that, got up 17-3 and never looked back. Your thoughts on the win last night?
Yeah, the guys really responded well. We've been talking to them about having a good start and have that mental focus on defense at the beginning of the game, and they did a great job.
Crown second meeting against them, trying to chance to sweep the season series, and I wasn't at that first meeting, but it was a 6-point game, and talking to you a little bit of trouble in Knoxville. How were they able to keep things so close?
Yeah, they played very hard, very aggressive, and they ran their sets pretty well. We played hard as well, and they just fought back, and they made some big shots down the stretch to keep it close. So I think today is going to be a big thing if we can have a great start and kind of put them away early.
They out-rebounded in that game 50-41. How much of a concern was that?
Yeah, and that was just their aggressiveness, and they got all the loose balls, and that's how they stayed in the game. I think we're a more talented team, so if we match their intensity, we'll be fine.
One positive from that one, you really did a nice job on Nate Humphrey, their leading scorer. I think he scored 24 points, but he took 21 shots to do it. How were you able to slow him down?
Yeah, just keeping a guy on him all the times, high hands and pressure him, and just trying not to give him any easy looks. And when somebody has to shoot that many shots, get that many points, it's going to be a good result for us.
Coach, postseason play, what, 6 days or a week and a half away, I guess. Regional tournament, final tune-ups coming up before regionals. What are some points of emphasis that you're preaching to the guys in practice that we might be able to keep an eye on?
Just the defense, just being in the right spot. And I think if you're in a position early, then you can be in the position when you got to rotate. And we've been having a problem with that, where our rotations are late just because we're out of position to start with. So just being in the right position, you'll probably hear me yelling that a lot. Just be high hands when you close out. Do not let them catch and shoot.
What about offensively?
Just moving the ball. We keep saying to give up a good shot to get a great one and be unselfish. And if we do that, we'll get open shots and we'll make them.
It looked like last night really a balanced effort. Wesley scored. You had Milan and Trey, your shooters, and even the bigs, Devin and James, both contributed. Was it as good as it looked on the box score in terms of the balance?
Yeah, definitely. I think we just got a lot more opportunities because we played good defense, and then we shared the ball. When people saw other people open, they gave it to them, and they shot it with confidence, and that's what we preach.
Let's talk a little bit about Crown this afternoon. If there's one area you hope to exploit, what is it and why?
Yeah, we have the size and we're more athletic than them, like I said, but it didn't. We got the win, but I felt like their aggressiveness really took that away from us. So hopefully we can be aggressive and use our size on the inside, and we should definitely out-rebound them today.
This is a team that brought back 11 players, 5 seniors from a year ago. Looking at this region, are you surprised that they've been swept or been beat by KCU the way they have? Are they the second best team in this region?
Yeah, the way they played us, I thought they would beat KCU, but matchups are you can't tell from game to game. So I know they're going to be ready for us because we're the number one team, and we've been getting a lot of good games. So hopefully we can match their intensity.
Trey Vaughn battling that injury Tuesday night. What's his status and any other injuries for today?
Yeah, no, Trey Vaughn, he's doing a lot better. He's still limping a little bit, but he's a lot quicker than he was from Tuesday, and nobody else is injured.
Coach, appreciate your time. Look forward to some thoughts after the game as well.
Thank you.
That's the head coach of the Trailblazers, Tony Stockman, here on the pregame show as we get you set for Crown College out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and your number 1 ranked team in the NCCAA, the OCU Trailblazers. We'll step aside and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll meet this afternoon's starting lineups here on the Ohio Christian University Trailblazer Basketball Network.
From Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Rick Cooper back here in the Maxwell Leadership Center, just a few moments away from the opening tip. Let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups. First of all, for the Crown College Royal Crusaders out of Powell, Tennessee. School established in 1991, enrollment of about 500. Got 3 varsity sports at Crown: volleyball, men's basketball, and men's soccer. It's actually a ministry of Temple Baptist Church. They have a school there as well, a K-12 school, Temple Baptist Academy. And again, they are the Royal Crusaders Crusaders, an independent Baptist school. Let's meet the starting lineup for Crown College. The point guard is Josh Farmer, 6-foot sophomore from Fort Mitchell, Georgia. Farmer averaging 9 points and 2.9 assists. He is a second-year player for this program. The two guard tonight is Troy Brown, 5'10 junior out of Columbus, Georgia. Head coach Dwayne Hickman calls Brown the most improved player on this team. He's a converted point guard that is giving Dwayne Hickman and the Royal Crusaders 5.2 points and 1.7 assists. The small forward tonight is 6'2 senior Nate Humphrey. He'll wear number 22. He is a senior from Newark, Ohio, not too far from here. Played one season at Pensacola Christian and got connected to Crown College through an all-star event that Crown hosts every year on their campus every June. And when he wanted to make a move from Pensacola Christian, he actually did it because of academics. He thought the school was a better fit, and the basketball program has been a pretty good fit as well, as he has better than 1,400 points in his illustrious career in just 3 seasons, and he's averaging a team best 19.1 points and 5.5 rebounds, a team best 2.9 steals as well. 43% from the field, 29% on threes for senior Nate Humphrey. Colin Hickman will play the 4, 6'3 senior from Knoxville. He is a 3-year starter. He did not start a season ago. Primarily came off the bench as a junior, was their 6th man a year ago. He too closing in on 1,000 points. Last time I talked to Dwayne Hickman was about 53 points short. They did play Thursday night, so he averages about 9 points, so somewhere around 45 points shy of 1,000 coming into this team. And this season today, and Dwayne Hickman says that Colin, the hardest worker on this team, also their strongest player. Hickman averaging 8.6 points and a team best 5.6 rebounds. The man in the middle is 6'4 senior Steven Scoggins. He'll wear number 21. The senior from Roanoke, Virginia, is a 4-year player, a first-year starter, number 1 on this team in charges taken. Played a couple years of soccer at Crown, but the last 2 seasons has really focused on basketball, averaging 3.9 points, 3.1 rebounds. He shoots 43% from the field, and the head coach of the Royal Crusaders is 48-year-old Dwayne Hickman. In his 10th season, he has kind of been here, coached a little bit. Has taken some time off. Its 3rd consecutive year. Spent 15 years as the principal at Temple Baptist Academy, the school that is connected to Crown, to Temple Baptist Church. And he's the Mideast Region Coach of the Year back in 2010, 2011 as a wife, Shelley, of 26 years. 4 kids. Colin on this team, Lauren, a sophomore that is studying in England right now, Grant, a 10th grader, and Jenna, a 4th grader. He is assisted tonight by Norm Wheeler, who's been with him a long time. His graduate assistant tonight is Houston Sherrod. Sherrod got his 1,000th point in his final game as a Royal Crusader last year at that Mideast Region tournament down at Boyce College. Let's meet the starting lineup for your Trailblazers. The point guard is Evan Bartlett. He has been in that slot all season long. The true freshman, 5'9 from Huber Heights, Ohio. Huber Heights, Wayne, same school that produced Braxton Miller, the Ohio State quarterback. 3.6 points and 2.2 assists for Evan Bartlett. The 2 guard is Wesley Russell, the team's leading scorer, 16.8 points. Also the leading assist man at 3.4 assists. Also leads this team in thefts, 2.4 steals and 3.4 turnovers is a team high as well for Russell. He'll wear number 24, a 6'4 sophomore from Columbus, Ohio. Trey Vaughn will play the small forward, 6-foot junior from Uniontown, Ohio. First season with OCU after a couple years at NCAA Division II, Ohio Valley University. Vaughn averaging 12.9 points, 2.3 rebounds, shooting 35% on threes. We told you Vaughn got cleared to play on Tuesday night, was going to play limited minutes. We didn't see him at all in the first half. I thought he was going to be out for the entire game. They had made a decision not to use him, and then out of nowhere, Vaughn came in, started the second half, and scored 17 points in 20 minutes, including 5 threes to help lead the Trailblazers to that 10-point win on Tuesday night against rival KCU. The power forward tonight is Evan Mills, 6'4 sophomore from Columbus. In his first season with OCU, averaging 7.7 points and 5.2 rebounds, 46% from the field. He's a 71% free throw shooter, which is number 3 on this OCU team. And the man in the middle is James Nelson, who has really started started to play well again. Had a big game last night, had a big game on Tuesday night, had a real big game the last time these two teams played when he had 20.7 rebounds and 5 blocks when he shot 8 of 13 from the field. Nelson, a senior from Dayton, 6'8". He'll wear number 52. 10.8 points, a team best in rebounds and blocks, 6.4 rebounds and 1.5 blocks. He also shoots a team best 55% from the free throw line. The head coach of OCU in his first season is Tony Stockman, 19 wins and 8 losses. He wins at a clip of 70%. Of course, the former Ohio State Buckeye graduated from Ohio State in 2005 to Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio in 2000 when he averaged 26 points per game at Medina High School. As a wife, Brittany in the building tonight, 3 sons, Tayden, Maddox, and Brayson, a couple of which coached this morning over at the Upward Basketball Program at Circleville Naz, so volunteering his time in the community as well. Stockman assisted tonight by Jamie Batten, of course, replacing Curtis Christopher, who spent 9 years here at OCU with a 47% winning percentage. So those are your starting lineups. We'll take a break while they do the national anthem and the opening prayer. The opening tip is just moments away. It's Crown College 9-10, OCU 19-8. This is the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
If you're enjoying today's game, watch it again at trailblazerbasketball.tv.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Matinee affair here this afternoon in the Maxwell Leadership Center. If you're from Crown College, this fine facility named in honor of the motivational author, speaker, leadership guru, John Maxwell. A graduate of OCU. His father was the president, Melvin Maxwell, here, and so they have named this fine facility in honor of them. And hope you enjoy this broadcast this afternoon. They shut out the lights here in this building as they introduce the OCU starting lineup. And usually there's some lighting by us here at Press Row that allows me to continue to provide some stats, and unfortunately they have not turned that lighting on, so we will do the best we can to tell you this is a Mid-East region battle. Of course, OCU undefeated still in Mid-East region play at 8-0. Last season they made history, first time they had ever went undefeated in Mid-East region play, and hoping to do that again this year. Really, it is this game against Crown, and then they play next Saturday against Johnson And with 5 other teams in the region, you play each of them twice. They would finish 10-0 and again have their second perfect regular season in the region in consecutive years and in school history. So Crown College had a nice run back in the late 90s, early 2000s was when this program was at its peak. Kentucky Christian was the king of this region back then, and it was 2000 when Joey Weaver, a guy that scored better than 2,400 points at Crown, knocked off the Knights in the Mideast Region tournament. They advanced to the national tournament, and they finished 4th in the nation back in 2000. That tournament was at Mid-America Christian College, now Mid-America University out in Oklahoma City. I believe they were the 4 seed, won their first game in the 4-5 matchup on Thursday. Got to the national semis where they took on number 1 Simpson and lost that game in overtime. And then they were beat badly by Kirk Hansen and Central Bible College in the 3rd place game on Saturday. And so they finished 4th in the nation. What's interesting is that OCU was out at that tournament as well. Back then, Circleville Bible College. Back then, not even a D2 school. They were at Division 2A at the 2A tournament. It was out in Oklahoma City as well. And I don't have any results on that tournament, but I can tell you that OCU was there. Of course, Trailblazers a season ago finishing 3rd in the nation in men's basketball, which is their best finish in school history. And now that the lights are on, I can tell you Crown was the 4 seed. They beat Maranatha on the Thursday, lost 77-74 to number 1 Simpson in overtime on Friday. And then it was Kirk Hansen and CBC that beat them 101-77 in that 3rd place game. Ken Turner, the longtime coach and AD at Crown College, coached that team, and Joey Weaver, probably the best ever to put on the Crown uniform. Chris Waters, a big man underneath, and Ken Turner still lives in the area down in Knoxville in the painting business. And James Nelson and the Trailblazers going out to play. And Big James needs to take that shooting shirt off, and we're ready to play. Your referee is Tom Burns. Greg Woods and Mike Reed are the umpires. Burns will throw it up. Trailblazers in their home white with the blue numbers. Crown the visiting black with the purple numbers. Trailblazers will move left to right on your screen here in the first half. Just about set to get underway, and the opening tip controlled by the Royal Crusaders, but it is knocked out of bounds. It's a quick jump there by, I don't know if that was Hickman or Humphrey. Either way, I think it was Humphrey that got up quickly, but knocked it out of bounds into the Crown bench. First possession will go to the Trailblazers. Trey Vaughn off a screen, top of the key to Nelson right side, who will fire a 3, and he hits. So a little pick and pop. Nelson, instead of rolling to the rim, pops right side, and Trey Vaughn unselfishly gets him the basketball. And Nelson, how much more dangerous is he when he's shooting that 3 from the outside? Hickman to the right side, and their 2 guard, Troy Brown, to Humphrey, right elbow, to the right baseline, and 21 Scoggins. This is Farmer, their point guard, the sophomore from Fort Mitchell, Georgia. Sophomore Farmer to Hickman, left elbow jumper is right there. Good crowd here today from Crown College, probably outside of some of the NCCAA ones, the Mount Vernons and Cedarvilles that have been here. Nobody has traveled like Crown to this game, to a game in this building this season. Nice crowd in attendance on a Saturday afternoon. Evan Bartlett with it right forecourt. Trailblazers, nobody underneath the basket, everybody outside the perimeter. Nelson working that right baseline. Now works over to the left side, sets a screen for Vaughn. He flares to that left wing. 3 on the way, no good. Ball slapped out of bounds off of OCU. It'll go back to Crown. And they're going to get a loose ball foul. It didn't just go out of bounds. They get Nelson for going over the back of one of the Royal Crusaders, and Trayvon frustrated as he comes up the floor, got a good look on that screen as he flared out to the left wing, and not going to miss very many of those. 3-2, Trailblazers by 1. Farmer to the left wing as he hands it off to Troy Brown. Brown around to the right side, picked up there by the sophomore guard Wesley Russell. They get a good double team, Russell and Nelson, but somehow Farmer got loose, but he throws it away. It's deflected into the hands of Russell. Russell to Nelson. Nelson, cross-court pass, Vaughn, another good look, in and out, no good. Battle for the rebound, ends up in the hands of, it looked like it went out of bounds off of Bartlett. And now maybe the men in stripes are going to talk about it, and they do change their call. Referee Tom Burns just got turned around a little bit. Initially gestured OCU basketball and now gives it to Crown. I think that's the right call. Left side, it's Farmer. Little stop and start, setting up Brown, who took some time to fire and came up a little bit too strong with that three from the left baseline. Rebound OCU. Russell into the lane, got the step and dropped it in. First points for Wesley Russell. Nate Humphrey was pleading for some help defense as Russell got the step, and there was no resistance after that. Left baseline, it's Humphrey, their leading scorer. Again, better than 1,400 points in just 3 seasons. He's down near the left block as you'll look on your screen. Left baseline, underneath, little shot up close. I believe that was Scoggins, their starting center. Shot no good, rebound OCU. Russell racing to the other end. Double team, no look pass underneath to Mills, who nearly threw it down, put it up and in. And Mills and Scoggins tied up as they come up the floor. 7-2 OCU. Humphrey, his first shot from 3, no good. Battle for the rebound, ends up in the hands of Hickman, trying to put it on the floor, and at his pocket pick, taken away by OCU. Bartlett to the other end. Russell, left wing, thought about a 3, instead a 10-footer that missed everything. Hickman had a hand on the rebound, but it goes out of bounds off of Hickman. It'll stay with OCU. One guy we need to mention that Crown is without, as Evan Mills getting tied up with some of the Royal Crusaders again. They are without one of their better players that has left this program. We'll tell you about him after they bring this in. Right baseline, Vaughn, long 3, missed everything, and the long rebound picked off by Hickman. Ed Loney, a 4-year starter, left this team after 9 games, was averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds, and team really has not recovered, or at least has not gotten acclimated to life without Loney since he left after 9 games. Again, 10 points, 5 rebounds, still in school, still going to graduate in May, nothing like that, but Loney just focusing on some other things. It was a personal decision, and it has been a big decision for this program. Hickman to the left baseline. Make that Humphrey to Hickman, streaking to the basket, could not finish, good move, and James Nelson the rebound. Nelson to Russell on an outlet. Russell off that Nelson screen. Nelson popping to the right side, and instead they get it back out to the point guard, Evan Bartlett, who will set things up with 23 on the shot clock. Bartlett working against Scoggins. Back out to Russell. 18 on the shot clock. Russell into the lane. Dropped it off to Mills, and Mills was fouled hard by 21 Scoggins, and he will go to the line and shoot 2. The foul on Scoggins is his first and the team first. 16:10 to play here in the first half. OCU 7, Crown College 2, and a couple free throws coming up for the sophomore, the first-year player for OCU, Evan Mills. Mills, a 71% free throw shooter, and the first one is up and in. So Evan Mills now with 3. OCU, a 65% free throw shooting team. Jimmy Horton Jr. and Devin Benson check in. As sitting down are Evan Bartlett and James Nelson, and Mills will sit down as well after that made free throw, as Kenny Cooper, the sophomore from DeSales High School, that was all district back in high school, 15 points and 9 rebounds at DeSales. He's averaging 3.6 and 4 boards here at OCU. Chad Manus, the backup point guard, is checked in. Manus, true freshman from Lewis Center, Northwest Columbus. So they get one from the Buckeye State, does Dwayne Hickman, and Troy Brown just hit a 3 from the right baseline. 36% on threes coming in. It's 9-5. Crown within 4. Russell, little half turn and then tries to go to the rim and defended there. Dropped it off to Benson. Benson tried to get it back to Russell, and he had it intercepted. Pass was off the mark and taken by Crown, and Kenny Cooper kind of playing defensive back there. Deflected that pass from Humphrey to Manus, out of bounds near us, and Nate Humphrey, the senior from Newark, Ohio, will inbound right in front of Tony Stockman on the OCU bench. 15:30 to play first half. Trailblazers 9, Crown College 5. Rick Cooper and the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, and Nate Humphrey got backdoor on the backside, and a beautiful pass hit him in stride, a right-handed reverse. It's 9-7. Russell right wing. Back out to Jimmy Horton Jr., who will set things up between the circles. Horton back to Russell. Benson not looking to post on this possession. Instead, they get it to Cooper near the right block. Kenny wasn't sure what he was going to do with it. Kind of softly was going to try to do something, a soft pass, and it was deflected and taken away by Crown. So some indecisiveness. See if the Royal Crusaders can take advantage. Humphrey thought about three, instead puts it on the floor. Little scoop shot, no good. Jimmy Horton the rebound, and Humphrey grabbed him by the neck inadvertently and pulled him to the ground. So the foul on Nate Humphrey is his first, team second, and Humphrey will sit down. So will Scoggins. So will number 10 Spencer Owens, the junior from Shelby, North Carolina. Dwayne Hickman every bit as deep as OCU. Will play 9-10 guys. One guy we haven't seen yet is big 6'4" freshman Uzi Amuche, number 55 from Dublin, Ireland. His mom is an ambassador there and really has made big strides. A guy that had never played basketball. Benson into the lane and used the left hand nicely with a jump hook. 17 years old is Amuche. He'll get in at some point in this game to give Crown a little bit more size. Manus to the left wing. That's Colin Hickman, the son of the head coach Dwayne Hickman, and went back to Manus, and Manus shuffled the feet. It's a turnover. Back to OCU. 14:05 to play here in the first half. Rick Cooper and the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. Right side, it's Jimmy Horton Jr. 11-7, Milan Kostov from Bulgaria. The senior is checked in. Got a good look on a three from the left baseline, but missed everything. And the basketball goes back to Crown. Couple more subs for Crown. Farmer is back in. And so is 23 Jaden Cook, the 6-foot sophomore from Bristol, Tennessee. Younger brother of Ethan Cook. Graduate of this program a season ago at 6'7", was kind of the anchor of the Crown defense. Daniel Grant, left wing, it's Jaden Cook. Back out to Grant, around the horn to the right side, and Farmer. Farmer to Cook. Cook picked up his dribble, and then he dribbled again, and it's a turnover back to OCU. So the defensive intensity has been real strong for OCU here in the first 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Trailblazers lead is 4. They won by 6 in Knoxville back on the 26th of January, 75-69. Kostov to Benson. Benson cross court to Russell. Thought about a long three. Cooper wants it left block, and instead they bring it back out. Now Cooper will get a touch just off the left block. Horton left side for three. Backside of the iron, no good. They boxed out Benson, but they didn't box out Kostov. Benson's tip dunk, no good. Cooper's putback is no good. Humphrey had the rebound, but Jimmy Horton ran it down from behind in transition. Jimmy Horton about as athletic as they come. I've seen a lot of good athletes come through this program. Not sure anybody's as athletic as Jimmy Horton. Just ran down a guy that scored 1,400 points in his career, and Benson got free again. Second field goal for Devin Benson. It's 13-7, and Scoggins, their big man, quickly pops off the bench. They can wait no longer. Got to bring him back in. Three, top of the key by Farmer, the point guard, is no good. Rebound OCU. Trailblazers looking to run. Russell lob underneath to Benson again. Double pump, got hit on the head, and there it is. I wasn't sure they were going to make that call. It was delayed. But they finally get it right, and the foul is going to be charged to number 12, Colin Hickman. It's his first, team third. Mike Reed made the call, just made it late. A couple free throws coming up here for Devin Benson, a 58% free throw shooter, and that one came up short, no good. 4 subs coming in for Crown, and maybe it's a brand new 5. Doesn't look like anybody's staying. One more free throw for Devin Benson. Trayvon Crater at the table for OCU. Benson already with the basketball. He'll come in if this is a make, and it's good. So Devin Benson with 5. Trailblazers 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Crater in. Russell sits down. Russell sits with 2. Crater, the freshman from St. Vincent St. Mary. 2 state championship teams at St. Vincent St. Mary for Crater. He averages 7 points and 2.6 boards. Evan Bartlett and Evan Mills to the table for OCU. They'll come in at the next dead ball. Left side, it's Jaden Cook. Top of the key, Humphrey. Humphrey to the left baseline. This is Scoggins, their big guy. Shows jumper and instead puts it on the floor. And Milan Kostov playing good defense, forced a turnover. Kostov smothered after the big fella Scoggins picked up the basketball. Scoggins tried to get it to Jaden Cook, and Kostov was there. He got a hand on it, but it was Jaden Cook that touched it last. Cook will sit down as Troy Brown back in. Brown back with 3. Cook sits down scoreless. 11:53 to play first half. Crown with a little pressure of their own. Kostov double teamed on the right wing, nearly threw it away. Crater underneath to Benson, who missed the alley-oop in midair. Rebound battled for, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with OCU. And Dwayne Hickman is not happy on the Crown bench. Here comes that big guy that we talked about. No, I beg your pardon. It is Amuche, yes. Amuche wearing number 50 today. 6'4" freshman from Dublin, Ireland. Going to bang with James Nelson a little bit. They lob it to Nelson, and it went out of bounds off of James. Amuche, 17 years old, had never played really organized basketball. Love what Dwayne Hickman says about Amuche, though. What if we were all like this? He says, I tell him once to do something, and it's done. He calls Amuche like a sponge, just soaking everything up, and has really made enormous strides. Turnover by Crown to the other end. Kostov up close, no good. Nelson finishes at the rim. Second field goal for James Nelson. He has 5, and it's 16-7. OCU has opened up a 9-point advantage. Left side, it's Troy Brown. Brown back out to Owens, now to the top of the key, and Chad Manus, as we said, the backup point guard from not too far from here in Lewis Center. Spun, got free, raised up and hit a 6-footer. Manus put it in, and it is a timeout with 10:57 to play here in the first half. 16-9. It's a full timeout. Why don't we take it with him? 60-second timeout here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
From Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike. 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
$10:57 to play first half. Rick Cooper on a sunny afternoon, kind of deceptively cold. You look outside with the sun shining, you think it's 45 or 50 degrees, and then you walk outside and it's 31, but beautiful day here in Central Ohio. Despite the cold, 16-9, Trailblazers by 7, about midway through this first half. To the baseline, or to the free throw line, I beg your pardon. Mills' jumper came up short, and the rebound Crown looking to run straight to the rim. Owens up close, no good. Amuche had a hand on it. $10:35 to play, and Jamie Batten, Tony Stockman working the officials, and the referee Tom Burns thought it was Batten that was the head coach and was going to sit Stockman down, and then he realized Tony was the head coach and that he's allowed to chew on the official. But whatever Tony was chewing about, it stays with Crown. Humphrey really pressured out on that left wing, and it forces a turnover as Humphrey tried to get it to Amuche to avoid the double team, and Humphrey showing Tom Burns his arm as if to say, look at the red, the shots that I'm taking from OCU, nothing called. Nelson getting bodied up and beat up a little bit as well, and he forces a turnover, intercepted by Spencer Owens. So Men in Stripes really letting them play here in the first 10 minutes. Steele as the pocket picked of 24 Chad Manus to the other end, and an offensive foul. Nate Humphrey drew it. And Evan Bartlett committed it. It's his first, team second. Nelson will sit down as Benson is back in. So 9:53 to play. Hickman is back for Crown as Spencer Owens sits down. Farmer is back in as well. So Farmer along with Troy Brown, Hickman, Amuche, and Daniel Grant, one of, 5 seniors on this team is Daniel Grant. And there's a steal again. Taken away by Crater. Crater left it for Vaughn, who finished at the rim. Nicely done. First points of the game for the junior from Uniontown, Ohio. Top of the key, Brown for 3, no good. Amuche an offensive rebound. Amuche back out to Brown. Farmer will set it up now between the circles. Picked up there by Trey Vaughn. Vaughn to the left wing. And Daniel Grant. And Grant, dangerous pass that ended up in Hickman's hands. Left side, this is Josh Farmer. Back out to Troy Brown. Around the horn to the right side. And Daniel Grant, the senior, lost it again. And then Amuche fouled him after Bartlett took the basketball. It is going to be charged to Uzi Amuche. It's his first. And the team fourth. 9:02 to play first half, 18-9. Trailblazers have doubled up OCU, but neither team doing much offensively here in the first 11 minutes. Benson underneath, offensive foul. He drop-stepped and tried to work on that left baseline, and they're going to say that he hit him with a bow, and it's an offensive foul on Devin Benson. It's his first and the team's third. So I tell you what, as a head coach, I like that foul. That's okay. It's like crashing the boards to get an offensive rebound. Benson aggressive there against Amuche, really tried to punish him underneath, and he did, even though he got called for the foul. Top of the key, Hickman's 3 from straight away, no good. Loose ball ends up in the hands of the shooter, Hickman, to the right side, and Troy Brown. Brown looking to that right wing, and Grant. Hickman wants it underneath, and Trayvon Crater anticipated that, deflected it. Vaughn to the other end, put it up, in, and he was fouled. Bucket by Trey Vaughn, who looks to the crowd to get them fired up a little bit. Foul is going to be charged on 34. We'll see who they charge this to. 24, Chad Manus, I beg your pardon, the team fifth. Trey Vaughn, 4 points. He'll look for 5 with the free throw here. Trey Vaughn, a 91% free throw shooter, 29 of 32, make it 30 of 33 as he buries the free throw. 21-9, OCU has opened up their biggest lead of this game. Trying to dribble through a double team was Brown, lost the basketball. Bartlett to the other end, and Hickman blocked his shot out of bounds. And it'll stay with OCU, and there's really some bodies banging underneath this basket. Guys hitting each other with shoulders, and I mean, there's both of these teams really playing hard here in the first half. 21-9. Bartlett looking to inbound. Bartlett still looking, gets it into Mills. Mills against Hickman, tried to spin, put it up on the rim, no. And we'll see what they call here. They're going to call they've got a foul, and then we got to figure out what the heck else just happened. Something away from the basketball. The foul is on number 12, Colin Hickman. It's his second, team sixth. So a couple of free throws are going to be coming up here for Evan Mills, but away from the shot, I'm going to put the headset on one ear here and try to figure out what just was called. The technical foul was called on Benson. And that'll be number 2 on Benson. It is number 4 on the team. Couple free throws here because Mills was in the act of shooting. First one is up and in with 5 is Mills, and he's at 4 out of 4 from the charity stripe in this first half. Trailblazers 6 of 7 as a team, and so Evan Mills with a 6-point first half, and now we go to the other end and shoot 2 free throws. Nate Humphrey, first one is no good. I'm surprised we didn't shoot the technical first. Well, I guess you go in the order that they happen. That's the rule. So we shoot the free throws on the Mills foul first. And then we shoot the technical. And now after all that, it's Crown basketball. So 8:07 to play. 23-10. I was so caught up watching the foul as Hickman and Mills were banging on that left side. I never saw Devin Benson get on the rim, but they said he hung on it with nobody underneath. You can hang on it if it's a safety issue, and the referee made the judgment that there was no safety situation, and so that's a technical foul, and it's a big one because it's number 2 on Benson. Humphrey lost the basketball, Crater to the other end, and just got outworked by Hickman, and it's taken away by Crown. Humphrey to the other end, reverse layup, no, but he was fouled and will shoot 2. Foul is going to be charged to Trayvon. Just say it candidly, I'm not sure what Crater was waiting on. Grabbed the basketball. Instead, he allowed one of the Royal Crusaders just to beat him to the ball, and it's going to lead to a couple free throws here at the other end. So, sure what that was all about. The first free throw is up and in for Nate Humphrey. So Humphrey now with 4 points in this game. 3 substitutions coming in. Now the men in stripes, Tom Burns, Greg Woods, and Mike Reed. James Nelson has changed uniforms. I'm assuming there was some kind of bodily fluid on the jersey, blood on the jersey, and had to change it. Second free throw is good for Nate Humphrey, so he hits 2. So big James Nelson, who wore number 52, is now 22. Right side, it's Trayvon, 23-12, 7:30 to play. Dwayne Hickman barking on that Crown bench, one of the most animated coaches. Horton Jr. just threw it away, and Nate Humphrey heating up. He's got 7. They had done such a good job on him in the first 12 minutes. And now giving him some confidence, allowing him to get to the free throw line and get an easy basket out in transition. And when you're a shooter like Humphrey, you're looking for easy baskets to get going, and Hickman nearly stole another one. So Jimmy Horton Jr. having trouble. And Evan Bartlett going to come in for Jimmy Horton Jr. as Tony Stockman not happy with the way he was running things top of the key. Had a turnover and nearly had another there. 7 minutes exactly to play. 23-14, Trailblazers by 9. Crater to inbound to the left forecourt to Evan Bartlett, the freshman from Huber Heights, Ohio. Left side, it's Crater. Crater looking for somebody to move, looking underneath maybe for Nelson as he was fronted. Nelson tried to pin him on the ball reversal and nobody got him. Shot clock, he beat the buzzer with less than a second on the clock. Evan Mills just tripled. Wow, that thing was under a second when Mills realized he needed to get one off, and he hit a big, big 3. 26-14. Humphrey underneath to Amuche. Amuche double team. Back out to Manus, the freshman. His runner no good. Trayvon Crater, the defensive rebound. Crater a long outlet with a bounce pass. Cooper to the rim. The lefty went to the right hand and put it in. First field goal for Kenny Cooper. It's 28-14. Manus to Farmer. Top of the key, it's Humphrey. Back to Farmer on the right wing. Farmer will hand it off to 24 Manus. Guarded there by Trayvon. Little stop and start. Forced a double team. Kicked it back out to Hickman. As we said, Hickman, one of 5 seniors, closing in on 1,000 points. Humphrey to Hickman. To the right side, Manus. Manus with 4 on the shot clock, threw it up at the rim, and that's the OCU fans. They counted down like the shot clock was down to 1. There was actually 5 left, and Manus panicked, took the bait, and threw an underhand shot at the rim. Vaughn for 3, backside of the iron, no good. Nelson out-jumped Amuche. Nelson to the rim, went to a reverse, but could not finish. Rebound Humphrey. 28-14, 5:15 to play in the half. Humphrey into the corner, double team. Manus a good look, top of the key, barely grazed the rim. Crater the rebound. Out in transition is Trey Vaughn to the rim for 2 more. 30-14, and Dwayne Hickman, sensing this thing is getting out of hand a little bit, is elected to call a timeout. It is a full timeout. I will tell you during this full timeout that you should try Domino's handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. A medium 2-topping pan pizza is only $7.99 at Domino's Pizza, 207 Lancaster Pike in Circleville. Call 740-477-2541. Domino's Pizza is the exclusive pizza of Ohio Christian University Athletics. So while you're on the OCU website today, take a look at the latest Coach's Corner interview that we did with head coach Tony Stockman. You see that picture of Stockman right on the homepage for the OCU Athletics, and you click on that page and you can watch a interview, the latest with Tony Stockman. It's kind of a feature we're doing with a little bit on the court, finding out what this team is doing well, what they can do better, but it's also an opportunity just to get to know the first-year head coach a little bit more, find out what he likes about this opportunity, what's going well off the court as well. So hopefully you enjoy that, about a 6-minute feature that we did with OCU head coach Tony Stockman, and you can watch that right now on the Ohio Christian University Athletics page. 5:02 to play, 30-14. The OCU women are off today. They did have a JV game here as Appalachian Bible out of Bradley, West Virginia, came up and took on some of the Trailblazers, but the varsity team has a day off. OCU men will not play again until next Friday night when Kuiper, a team that advanced to the tournament a year ago, will be back in this building. Trailblazers beat them first semester at Kuiper. They'll try to do it again here next Friday night at 7:30 is the game time, and a near turnover as the ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with OCU. First appearance of the game for Jesse Horton, the 6'4 sophomore from New Hampton, New Hampshire. 3.9 points, 4.6 rebounds for Crown. Kostoff, Russell, Bartlett, Nelson, and Cooper on the floor for OCU. This is Russell into the lane. Right wing Cooper for 3. Back of the rim, no. Humphrey the rebound for Crown. They trail by 14. Hickman quickly around the horn to Farmer. Farmer tried to get it underneath to Horton, who hadn't sealed Nelson. Nelson got a deflection, ends up on the right side with Humphrey, who barely grazed the rim. But an offensive rebound by Farmer out to Humphrey, and he was fouled out on that right wing. And if they're going to call the foul, I believe on Evan Bartlett. It's number 2 on Bartlett. I have number 6 on the team, so still one more before Crown will be in the 1-and-1. Left side, it's Farmer off a screen from Hickman. Got the step, went to the rim, but could not finish. Farmer again tried to go underneath the rim and could not finish as James Nelson got a piece. Nelson a couple dribbles, an outlet to Russell, and he sure did travel. Took a step before he put the basketball down, and Crown will get it right back. Spencer Owens back for Crown as Hickman will sit down. So it's Owens along with Horton, Humphrey, Troy Brown, and the point guard Josh Farmer, who has it here. 3:38 to play in the half. Brown around the horn to the right side and Humphrey. 44 Horton with it. Left side turnover. Troy Brown lost it. I was obstructed by Stockman, but Trailblazers had it momentarily and then lost it right back. Fresh 35 for Crown. Humphrey lost the basketball himself. Russell to the other end and was hit hard at the other end by Nate Humphrey. Humphrey and Russell exchanging pleasantries. I believe they're going to call a foul. Cooper is upset as well, and Tom Burns giving him an earful, but the foul is actually going to be charged before all of that on Troy Brown. It's his first, team 7th. Was before the shot, so it is a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Wesley Russell with 3:15 to play in the half, and Russell taking a little extra time to check for blood as he took a pretty good shot from Nate Humphrey. Wesley Russell, the sophomore from Centennial High School. First free throw is up and in. Russell with 3. Evan Bartlett sits down. Jimmy Horton Jr. is back in. Chad Manus going to get into the game for Crown, as sitting down is number 2, Troy Brown. Manus is back with 2. Troy Brown sits down with 3. With 3:15 to play in the first half. 31-16. Second free throw for Russell is up and in. 4 points for Wesley Russell. 32-16. Across the timeline, it's Farmer. Farmer to the right wing, hands it off to Humphrey. Humphrey behind the back with the dribble. Dumped it underneath. Jumper from 6 feet by 44. Horton is no good. And Nelson the rebound, who will get it to Jimmy Horton. And now to Wesley Russell, who will set things up. 32-16 is our score as we go under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Russell right elbow, Russell into the lane, off the glass, up close, no. Nelson up high for the rebound, and he kept it high. Did you notice that? The big fella didn't bring it down where the guards could swing and swipe. Got the offensive rebound, kept it high, went right back up with it and dropped it in. 7 for Nelson. Russell a near steal, and Kostoff a kick with 24 on the shot clock and 2:29 to play in the half. That's where the shot clock will stay. Substitution again, Troy Brown right back into this game as Josh Farmer will get a breather. Farmer sits down scoreless. He came in averaging 9 points a game. And there's another near steal as the pass from Horton was deflected. Ball on the floor, and eventually it's taken away by Crown, but not before Manus shoved Jimmy Horton from behind. The foul is going to be charged to Chad Manus. It's his second and the team's 8th, and things are really starting to get chippy in this building. And again, both of these teams with a good fan base. Crown has just as many fans in this building today as OCU, and so both of them very animated in the crowd as well, and the team's playing exceptionally hard on the court. Jimmy Horton to the free throw line, where he is a 59% free throw shooter, and the first one is up and in. 2:19 to play in the half. 35-16 is our score. Trailblazers by 19. This one would make it 20. Horton ready and aims and fires good. Trailblazers 10 of 11 from the charity stripe in this first half. Manus double team behind the timeline, and Kenny Cooper slapped it out of bounds on that double team. Trailblazers are getting after it defensively, holding Crown to 16 points, and there's an offensive foul. It's gotta be, and it is, as Kostoff went to the ground as Humphrey barreled him over. Second foul on Nate Humphrey, number 9 on the team. .208 to play here in the half. OCU 36-16 is our score. Jimmy Horton Jr. to Russell. Russell on the right side. Back out to Kostoff. Kostoff left wing, tried a left-handed pass underneath to Cooper, and it was intercepted by Nate Humphrey. Pushed him out of bounds. The foul on Kostoff is his first, team 7th. And so Nate Humphrey going to walk to the other end and shoot the 1-and-1. Crown 3 of 4, 75% as a team in this first half. 64% as a team coming in. Humphrey third best at 74%. The free throw front of the rim, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Wesley Russell. It'll stay with the Royal Crusaders. And it will be Colin Hickman, the 6'3 senior from Knoxville that will inbound it. Does so to Farmer. Out to the top of the key, and Manus guarded tightly by Horton. Trying to penetrate and dish, and it was intercepted by Nelson. Nelson to Cooper. Cooper to Russell into the lane, no. And he was fouled hard again. This time it was Scoggins that fouled him, and things really starting to get chippy as Kenny Cooper and Hickman exchanging pleasantries. Foul is going to be charged on 21, Steven Scoggins. It's his second, team 10th, and I think a couple warnings may have just been issued as well. Minute 41 to play, 36-16. And Wesley Russell to the charity stripe for 2. And the first one is up and good. So Russell with 5. Minute 41 to play. Russell, Horton Jr., Milan Kostoff, James Nelson, and Kenny Cooper. Second free throw, no good. Nelson, an offensive rebound, no good. And rebound OCU again. Boy, there is some banging underneath. Cooper underneath, shot blocked up close, but somebody got Kenny on the arm, and he'll step to the line and shoot 2. Foul is charged to 24, Chad Manus, his third, and the fouls beginning to pile up even on Crown, as deep as they are. It's the team's 11th. Kenny Cooper, 2 free throws. First one is up, rim, backboard rim, no good. 2 on Hickman, 2 on Scoggins, 2 on Humphrey, and 3 on Chad Manus. One more for Kenny Cooper. Cooper, the sophomore from Columbus, giving Tony Stockman about 4 points and 4 rebounds. Bends the knees again and hits, so he splits a pair. 12 of 15 now for OCU. 38-16 with a minute 30 to play in the half. Manus breaks the pressure with the dribble and goes right wing. Amuche underneath against Nelson. Double pumped, and Nelson blocked his shot out of bounds. It'll stay with Crown. 23 on the shot clock, minute 21 to play in the half. Hickman looking to inbound. Hickman still looking all the way out near the timeline. It's Nate Humphrey. Humphrey fakes the handoff to Manus and now goes to the rim, put it up in, and he was fouled. They're going to call a block on James Nelson. It's his second. Team 8th, score the basket for Humphrey, who's got 9, and he'll look for double figures with one more. It's 38-18 with a minute 13 to play. So one thing about this Crown program, just like KCU, and they work as hard as anybody. They will not quit as Humphrey hits a pair. So you feel like you're in a 5-point game, and it's actually a 19-point game, and these guys just continue to battle. Manus with a steal, right baseline, Humphrey for 3. Shot no good, but he was fouled, and he will shoot 3. And I think Wesley Russell was the one that knocked him to the floor there. And may I say it one more time, this thing kind of getting out of hand a little bit on both sides of the floor. It's number 9 on OCU as a team. It's the first on Russell. And kind of the dangerous thing with all of this is Nate Humphrey continuing to have opportunities that could get him going. He has not shot the basketball well at all in this first half. But when you've got a scorer, a shooter like Humphrey, you don't want a guy like that getting any kind of momentum. And third free throw is good. So Humphrey with a dozen. We have Crown 6 of 9 for 67%. Humphrey will likely sit down for the final minute and 1 second. As checking in is Michael Doolin. Has played in 12 games, 6'3" sophomore from Decatur, Illinois. 4 points and a rebound, a team best 53% from the field. Kostoff off a screen, trying to penetrate into the lane and dropped it off to Nelson. Tony Stockman yelling, shoot it, as Milan had a good look from 3. Nelson turnaround from 10 feet is no good. Hickman the rebound, and he was fouled by Kenny Cooper. So Referees determined to keep order in this basketball game, and the way they're going to do that is by blowing the whistle. Unfortunately for them, they don't get paid anymore for the times they blow, but they have blown 21 fouls in this first half, and the first free throw is up and good for Colin Hickman. 5 points for Hickman. Substitution for Crown. Sitting down is Michael Doolin, so he literally played about 10 seconds. Back in is Spencer Owens. Second free throw is good again for Hickman. Give him a half dozen. It's 38-23, beg your pardon. About a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And Wesley Russell, after getting marching orders from Coach Stockman, in no hurry here. Crown sitting back in a 2-3 zone, and now Manus slowly but surely beginning to extend, and now Crown into a man-to-man. 10 on the shot clock, 12 to play in the half. Russell double teamed underneath, put it on the rim, no good. Cooper tried to tip it in, no. 5 seconds left, Manus with it. Manus with 4, Manus with 3, Manus with 2, Manus to beat the buzzer, and his runner is no good. 20 minutes in the books here in the Maxwell Leadership Center. Neither team has played exceptionally well, though I will say it has been one of the more entertaining basketball games to bring you. A lot of action, bodies banging with the regional tournament just 2 weeks away. Maybe a message-sending game. OCU trying to set the tone and make it abundantly clear that they are the best team in this region, and Crown saying, hey, we only lost by 6 in Knoxville, and we're going to come into your building and show you that we belong in the conversation with you as well. OCU by 15 in this first half. They lead 38-23. Coming up, the halftime show. We'll take a look at the first half numbers and recap what has transpired in this WWE-like performance in the first 20 minutes. Halftime show coming up next here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike. 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
If you're enjoying today's game, watch it again at trailblazerbasketball.tv.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
You're watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike. 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
If you're enjoying today's game, watch it again at trailblazerbasketball.tv.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Entertaining. It was physical. It was aggressive. Neither team necessarily played their best 20 minutes of basketball. You look at OCU, 38% from the field, 22% on threes, and Crown even worse in both of those statistical categories, 28% from the field and only 13% on threes. So it wasn't a hot shooting performance, but the intensity, especially on the defensive end. If there's one thing Tony Stockman going into the locker room praising his team for, it is what they've been able to do on the defensive side of the court. They have really gotten after Crown in the half court. They have caused all kinds of problems in terms of their pressure defense out on the perimeter, double teaming guys, jumping guys, and just beating guys to the spot. But offensively, it has been another story for both of these teams. Again, 38% for OCU and only 28% for Crown in that first half. Scoring numbers in the first 20 minutes for OCU, 8 different players scored. Trayvon and James Nelson leading the way with 7 apiece, 5 apiece for Russell and Benson, 6 for Evan Mills, 3 for Kenny Cooper, 3 for Evan Bartlett, and 2 points for Jimmy Horton Jr. The Trailblazers shot 16 free throws in that first half, 13 of 16 for 81%. For Crown, only 4 players scored. Nate Humphrey had a dozen. Colin Hickman added 6. Troy Brown had a 3 early in that first half, and Chad Manus with 2 points in the first 20 minutes. You look at Humphrey, they're all-everything performer, and they have him 3 of 6 from the from the field in that first half. I'm not sure I buy those numbers, by the way, but we'll go with them. I thought he took more than 6 field goal attempts. 0 of 2 from three-point range, 5 of 8 from the charity stripe. And so they have done a pretty good job on Nate Humphrey. But again, my concern, may I say it one more time, is they allowed him to end that half with a little bit of positive mojo. Got to the free throw line, got a couple steals, made some baskets in transition, and I just get nervous. I know I'm not a shooter. I was never a shooter, but I know mentally how shooters think, and the game is so mental. And so Nate Humphrey goes into this locker room with a little bit of positive thoughts in his head, and concerns me. A guy as good as he is, better than 1,400 points in his 3-year career here at Crown College. So shooting numbers, we told you what they've done individual. Let's look at the battle of the backboards. OCU, after being out-rebounded by 9 at Crown, has out-rebounded the Royal Crusaders in the first half 20-12. The big stat, neither team taking care of the basketball. 33 turnovers here in the first half. Crown with 19 of them. They are on pace for a game with 38 turnovers. So that says enough. I don't need to say any more about the OCU pressure. They have forced Crown into 19 turnovers in this game, but I know Tony Stockman, as happy as he's going to be with that statistical category, not going to be happy that the Trailblazers have turned it over 14 times themselves. So leading rebounder in this first half for Crown was Colin Hickman. He had 4 boards to go along with his 6 points. Leading rebounder for OCU is James Nelson, who's nearing a double-double already. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks 3 of 6 from three-point or from field goal range. Nelson, who hit that 3 off the opening tip. Nelson hit a 3 early in that first half. Again, James Nelson with 8 points to lead the way for OCU. So we are at halftime here in the Maxwell Leadership Center. Rick Cooper and the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. Today's game is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. If you're hungry, try Domino's handmade pan pizza. 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. A medium 2-topping pan pizza is only $7.99 right now at Domino's Pizza, 207 Lancaster Pike in Circleville. The phone number to order that 2-topping medium pan pizza is 740-477-2541. Our next broadcast, final regular season broadcast, JT Burcham and Fairfield Media will be back in this building with us next Saturday as another Mideast region foe is in town. Johnson University, 1 and 3 o'clock, women's and men's. Airtime with the pregame show is set for 12:40. Johnson also, like Crown, out of the Knoxville, Tennessee area, and that will end the regular season. We will cover the entire Mideast region tournament as well. We will carry Thursday's games, 2 men's quarterfinal games, audio-only broadcast Thursday at 6 and 8, and then the entire Mideast region semis and finals on Friday and Saturday. What is that? The 22nd and 23rd. Each of those games with live video. The semis are at 4, 6, and 8. Women's game at 6, and a men's game at 4 and 8. And then the regional championship games Saturday at 1 and 3. Every one of those will be with live video here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. 38-23, Trailblazers by 15. We'll take a break. Back with more after this here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You're watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
If you're enjoying today's game, watch it again at trailblazerbasketball.tv.
As we enter these last days, we must train this generation now.
That God wants us to be real in this day.
I am a strong supporter of Christian education. Challenge the mind.
Our future depends upon Christian higher education.
Biblical values.
The future.
As the campus continues to grow,
new buildings and a record enrollment.
Good, sound Christian leaders.
Building a place that is making a difference in the lives of students.
Business leaders, educators.
And he's trying to raise a generation of men and women who will stand and say, I will be counted for Christ. No game playing anymore.
Because the next generation is going to affect our world today.
A world needs to hear that Jesus Christ is the hope.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
I knew that attending Ohio Christian University
would prepare me for whatever lies ahead.
What I didn't know is how I would pay for my education.
I wondered how complex the process was and if I would be eligible to receive financial aid.
Well, that's when I found the OCU Financial Aid website.
At Ohio Christian, the process is simple.
The OCU Financial Aid website provided me with the information I needed to start and complete the process. I learned how to fill out my free application for federal student aid. Soon after completing my FAFSA, an Ohio Christian Financial Aid counselor determined which aid was available for me and answered all my questions about my options.
Options like grants and work study,
student loans and scholarships.
An Ohio Christian University education is within my reach.
If you are concerned about finances, as I used to be, I encourage you to take the next step.
Fill out your FAFSA today.
For assistance, call Ohio Christian University at 1-877-7-OCU-NOW or visit us at ohiochristian.edu.
Uh-oh, Vince. They're really cracking down on safety belts these days.
What's up, officer?
I'm giving you a ticket for committing an 811.
Safety belt violation.
Compliments of Barney Fife.
We never wear safety belts. We're dummies.
Weisenheimers.
He gave us a ticket.
A man's got to do what he's got to
do. From Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Nate Humphrey with a basket for Crown as we get underway here in the second half. OCU has had one possession. They missed on that opening possession. Crown with an opportunity to cut this a little bit closer. It's a 13-point advantage. I thought Farmer right there took an extra step, not called. Possession stays with the Royal Crusaders. Left baseline, Brown for three, no good. Good box out by Evan Bartlett. Bartlett shielded the shooter, Farmer. Brown to the other end, Russell, 15-footer is right there. 7 for Wesley Russell, 40-25, lead is 15. Farmer to Humphrey, left baseline, 3 in and out, Nelson, a good box out on Scoggins, the big for Crown. Rebound OCU. Bartlett to the left baseline, looking for somebody. Picks up his dribble underneath to Nelson. Back to the basket. Again, Scoggins went into the lane and rammed it in with 2 hands. Take it strong, big fella. James Nelson with 9. Wow, what a big, strong move from the left block by the senior from Dayton, Ohio. And Humphrey lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with Crown. 42-25. You're thinking he's just going to drop step and maybe lay it in, take it strong, but instead he rams it in with 2 hands. 42-25, 18:05 to play in the game. Amuche to the ground to pick that one up, gets it back out to Farmer, to Humphrey, and Humphrey waves Farmer, the point guard, to come to him and get the basketball. Hickman, 1 dribble, 17-footer, too strong, and the ball to Karam loose, ends up in the hands of Hickman, who goes to the rim and finger rolls it in. Colin Hickman, the senior from Knoxville, with 8. Russell into the lane, little stop and start, put it high off the glass, no good. Amuche the rebound, Amuche dropped it low, the guard slapped it away, but it ends up in Crown's hand. It's a 3-on-2 break to the other end. Humphrey shot no good. But he was knocked to the ground by Evan Bartlett, and Humphrey slow to get up as was hit low there inadvertently by Evan Bartlett. It's Bartlett's 3rd. and the team's first. 17:29 to play here in the game. 42-27. And Nate Humphrey going to go to the line and shoot 2. Free throws 11 and 12 for Crown. They were 8 of 10 from the charity stripe in that first half for 80%. Humphrey puts it up and in. 9 of 11. 15 points for Nate Humphrey. Russell sits down. Trayvon Crater is back in. Scoggins will check in for Crown as Amuche will sit down. So Nelson, Bartlett, Crater, Mills, and Vaughn out there for OCU. Second one for Humphrey is good again. Nate Humphrey with 16 points. Crown 10 of 12 from the charity stripe. And this is a 13-point basketball game. Next 5 minutes of this game going to be pivotal for both teams. Crater thought about a 3 off the penetration by Nelson. Vaughn, little step back for 3, got it. Haven't seen a whole lot of that this year from Trey Vaughn. If he adds that step back 3 to the arsenal, be even more dangerous. Farmer with some pressure from Evan Bartlett. Gets it across to the left forecourt. And Colin Hickman. Hickman to Farmer. Farmer with the dribble to the left wing. Now dribbles to the left block. Put it high off the glass, no good. And Nelson a defensive rebound. Nelson to Bartlett. They tried to go to left wing to Trey Vaughn, and that pass intercepted by Michael Doolin. Doolin on the right wing. Had it slap loose, ball on the floor. Players on the floor. Vaughn had it, but he had his pocket picked by Farmer. Here's Humphrey for 3. Right side of the iron, no. Good hustle by Trey Vaughn to run down the rebound for OCU, and tried to get it to Evan Bartlett, and the ball was slapped out of bounds off of Bartlett, and Trey Vaughn felt like there was some contact there. That wasn't called by referee Mike Reed. Bartlett will sit down. Jimmy Horton Jr. checks in. 16:23 to play. 45-29. Inbound underneath to Humphrey. Pumps once, pumps twice, and a high rainbow shot comes up a little bit short, but Manus the offensive rebound. Manus with 16:12 to play in the game. The Royal Crusaders trailing by 16. With it is Michael Doolin. Doolin to Hickman. Guarded tightly by Jimmy Horton, who comes out to apply even more pressure. Manus will set things up or reset with 13 on the shot clock. Goes right wing to Doolin, back out to Hickman. Left side Humphrey, shows 3. Nice pass underneath to Scoggins, beautifully placed, and Scoggins got it on the rim before the shot blocker Nelson could get there to contest it. First 2 of the game for the senior from Roanoke, Virginia. Number 1 on this team in charges taken. Talking about 21 Steven Scoggins. It's the kind of stat I like. Evan Bartlett and Milan Kostov would have that statistical lead for OCU. Left side, Vaughn for 3. He hit again. Trey Vaughn heating up 2 threes here in the first 4 minutes and change. It's extended the OCU advantage to 17. It's 48-31. Manus to Doolin. Here's Hickman. Hickman into the lane, put it again, high off the glass, preventing the shot blocker Nelson from making a play on it. And Colin Hickman in double digits with 10 points. Kenny Cooper to the table. He'll check in for OCU at the next dead ball. 14:47 to play in the game. 48-33, the Royal Crusaders with 2 at the table as well. Here's Vaughn for 3. This one too strong. Horton an offensive rebound. Horton a hung in the air. His putback no good. Mills an offensive rebound. Vaughn a tip. Mills a tip. They put it in. Trailblazers crashing the offensive boards. Mills put it in. He's got 8. Referee Tom Burns stopped the play and delay a game warning on OCU. But what effort by Evan Mills, Trey Vaughn, and friends underneath that basket. At least 4 opportunities there for OCU. They have really done a nice job on the backboards. Manus, top of the key. Hickman, 1 dribble. Left side, it's number 20, Daniel Grant, the senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire. 2 players on this team from the state of New Hampshire. I tell you, this is a program that gets people from all over the country. We'll talk about that The next free throws. Left side, Manus shows 3. Got the step into the lane. Bucket is good. Offensive foul. Trayvon Crater waiting for Manus at the left block. The offensive foul on Manus is number 4 on him. It's number 1 on the team. 14 minutes to play in the game, and we'll see if Dwayne Hickman elects. They've got him only for 3 on the board. I've got Manus with 4. Right side, Kenny Cooper thought about a 3 and he traveled. So they're going to continue to say Manus only with 3. So what do I know? He will stay in this game, at least momentarily. Now here comes Nate Humphrey. He'll check in, looking for the player he's going to sub in for, and it's going to be number 2, Troy Brown, the junior from Columbus, Georgia. Brown sits with 3. Nate Humphrey, after a quick breather, is back in with 16. 50-33. Manus picks up his dribble. Top of the key, dangerous pass to Daniel Grant. Grant to the right side of Hickman. Hickman got the step, got into the lane, pump faked, and then dropped it in. Hickman with a fake that allowed the shot blockers to fly by, and then he very wisely raised up and dropped it in. 50-35. Lead is 15 with 13:20 to play in the game. Trayvon Crater to Vaughn, and some miscommunication there between Crater and Vaughn. $13-17 to play. Lead is 15. Jimmy Horton, Trayvon Crater, James Nelson, Kenny Cooper, and Milan Kostoff on the floor. Wesley Russell to the table. Here's a long 3 by Nate Humphrey, no good. The rebound to the left baseline, and Grant to the left elbow. Kostoff picked his pocket. 2-on-1 break. Kostoff to the rim. He dropped it in. First field goal of the game for the senior from Jambol, Bulgaria. The Temple Baptist transfer, Milan Kostoff. 52-35, 12:40 to play in the game. Back out to Manus, who will set things up against Jimmy Horton Jr. It's a tough matchup for Manus against the quicks of Horton, and Manus nearly threw it away, ends up with it underneath in all kinds of trouble. Fires it out to Humphrey, straight away 3 on the rim, no good. The rebound, Kenny Cooper. Kostoff was trying to get to the other end before everybody else, and Cooper didn't see him. Underneath Nelson, and a hold or a hand check. Either way, it's a foul on 21, Steven Scoggins. 3rd on Scoggins, 2nd on the team. Hickman will sit down. As back in is Spencer Owens. Benson and Russell back for OCU. Nelson will sit down, and we'll see who Wesley Russell checks in for. I believe it was Trayvon Crater. So inbound by Horton Jr. to the right side, and Kostoff looking underneath to Benson against Scoggins. Benson looking to feel some contact, went to a little jump hook on the baseline, and he put it in. 7 points for Devin Benson. He played well last night in that big win against Free Will, 101-45. And he has looked very comfortable against the Crown of post players here today. Top of the key, it's Spencer Owens, guarded by Cooper. Into the lane, put it up, no, but Benson got him with body, and Spencer Owens gonna go to the line and shoot 2. The foul on Benson is his 3rd, team 2nd. 2 free throws coming up for Spencer Owens, a youth ministry major. Older brother Jonathan played in this program back in, he graduated in 2009. Owens, a 69% free throw shooter. We talked about it earlier in this broadcast. Crown College runs a high school all-star game in the month of June on their campus, and it has generated several recruits over the years. It was how Nate Humphrey became connected with this program, and it's also how Spencer Owens ended up calling Crown home as well. So, great idea by head coach Dwayne Hickman, and it has produced some fruit. 54-36, 11:25 to play in the game. Kostoff off that screen, flaring to the right side. Kostoff now down the baseline, setting up Benson, 15 feet away, backside of the iron, no good. Cooper, an offensive rebound. Cooper's putback is up and in. They got a technical foul on Kenny Cooper as he and one of the Royal Crusaders were banging up the floor. Got tied up, and Kenny Cooper not happy with the tie-up. Not sure what happened, what he said, what he did, but the only thing I heard was referee Tom Burns saying that he had been warned. It is a technical foul. It's number 2 on Cooper, number 3 on the team, and the first free throw by Nate Humphrey, I beg your pardon, is no good. These are free throws 15 and 16. Second one is good, so Nate Humphrey splits a pair. He's got 17 points in this game. And it's 56-37. It was a Crown player that tripped Cooper coming up the floor. Kenny wasn't too happy about it. I'm not sure what happened from there, if he couldn't say anything because he had been warned previously in this game, but sure what happened, but it led to a technical foul, and Humphrey puts it in. 56-37, the lead is 19 with 11:08 to play in this game. Looking to inbound is Troy Brown. Brown to Manus. Manus working against Russell. Manus behind the back, clears the pressure with the dribble and then throws it away. Man, that's a tough task for these Crown guards. OCU really getting after it defensively today. And Wesley Russell making Manus work all afternoon long. He got across the timeline, but then after he broke the initial pressure, Russell was still right there waiting for him and forced the turnover out of bounds. Russell near the left elbow, still guarded by Manus. One dribble, 15-footer, he hits again. 9 points for Wesley Russell. 58-37, lead is 21. Left side, Farmer for 3, on the rim, no good. Hickman got a hand on it, ball still on the floor. Hickman ends up with it, put it on the rim, no good, and Jimmy Horton coming down from the guard spot to grab the defensive rebound. Benson right baseline, back out to Horton, will fire a 3, and he hits. Inside out game, they went to Benson, who took his time, found a shooter, and he set up Jimmy Horton, the freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, nicely there. 61-37, Dwayne Hickman wants a timeout. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here and tell you that today's game is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Try Domino's handmade pan pizza with 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. A medium 2-topping pan pizza is only $7.99 at Domino's Pizza, 207 Lancaster Pike in Circleville. The phone number is 740-477-2541. Domino's Pizza is the official pizza of OCU Athletics. 10:05 to play in the game. Our next broadcast is next Saturday in this building. Again, a matinee. This time it'll be a doubleheader. OCU women will take on the Johnson women next Saturday at 1 p.m. The OCU men and Johnson men next Saturday at 3 p.m. in this building. Both of those will be video broadcasts. 12:40 with the pregame show, 1 o'clock the opening tip for the women, and the men slated for a 3 p.m. start time. This will be our final broadcast of the regular season, and then we'll be back with you on Thursday for the men's quarters, I beg your pardon. Audio only broadcast Thursday night at 6 and 8, the 3 and 6 seed, and the 4 and 5. And then the semis at 4, 6, and 8 on Friday, and the finals at 1 and 3. All of those are video broadcasts, and we'll have every one of them for you on Friday and Saturday. The foul is going to be charged to 24 Wesley Russell, who's asking for an explanation on that play. First appearance of the day for Danny Schrock, who gets a round of applause. The freshman from Sugar Creek, Ohio, 4 points, 1.5 rebounds. Milan Kostov will sit down. Inbound to Manus, who dribbles with the left hand. It goes left wing to Grant. Grant back out to Amuche. Amuche to the right side, and Doolin, who picked up his dribble, double teamed, in trouble, goes cross court to Grant. 20 on the shot clock, and a near steal as Grant tried to go back out top of the key to Hickman, and Wesley Russell read that like the Circleville Gazette. Just could not catch it, or he would have been to the other end for an uncontested 2. No idea if there's a Circleville Gazette, but it sounded good. 9:42 to play, 61-37. Crater in, Russell sits down. Crater back in, scoreless. Wesley sits down with 9. He's got team high honors with James Nelson. And an illegal screen is going to be called on whom? 33, Michael Doolin trying to set up the shooter Grant on that opposite side of the basketball. Did something illegal with that pick. It's his first and the team third. Approaching 9.5 minutes to play in this game. It's a Mid-East region battle between OCU, the number 1 team in the NCCAA, at 19-8, 8-0 in Mid-East region play. Benson underneath against Amuche, spun baseline and then spun back middle and dropped it in. 9 for Devin Benson. He joins Nelson and Russell with team high scoring honors. Amuche lost it. Hickman got it back and will bring it back out. Crown right now in that 3 spot in the region, so they would have to play the 6th seed on Thursday night if things play out and end up the way we expect them to. Right side 3, Rainbow on the rim by Doolin, no good, and a loose ball foul, I believe, is going to be charged to Kenny Cooper, and that is going to be the call. Foul on Cooper is his 3rd and the team's 5th with 8:52 to play. Cooper will sit down as Evan Mills is back in. Cooper sits with 5, Mills back with 8. Grant had it slapped loose by Crater into the hands of Doolin. Will now get it to Chad Manus, the backup point guard. Hounded again by Jimmy Horton Jr. Manus picked up his dribble, gets it back out to Hickman. Dangerous cross-court pass into the hands of Grant. Grant squares up and drops it underneath to Amuche. Amuche threw it on a bounce pass to Doolin, who was on the move, and Doolin had a foot on the baseline when he caught it. It's one of those plays where you can tell Amuche has not played a lot of basketball. True freshman, 17 years old, right baseline. Schrock just hit a 3. Didn't take long for Danny Schrock. 38% on threes coming in. A team high triple there, and this lead getting near 30. It's 66-37. Grant penetrated right side, and then it fell off of Trayvon Crater. It'll stay with the Royal Crusaders. Here comes Evan Bartlett for OCU. Here comes Spencer Owens and Nate Humphrey for Crown. They join Amuche and Farmer and Hickman on the floor for the Royal Crusaders. Schrock, Bartlett, Benson, Mills, and Crater for OCU, and a dangerous outlet pass to Nate Humphrey, deflected out of bounds by Crater. It'll stay with Crown. Nate Humphrey will inbound in front of Dwayne Hickman and the Crown bench. Does so to Amuche, to Hickman, underneath to Humphrey on the left baseline. Did a good job just catching that and looking for somebody with 15 on the shot clock. That somebody is Spencer Owens, and Owens just dipped the shoulder, and they right on top of it. Great call there by Greg Woods on top of that to call the offensive foul. Foul is charged to Spencer Owens. It's his first, team 4th, and head coach Dwayne Hickman wants another timeout. It's a 30 with 7:52 to play in this game. OCU has opened up a 66-37 advantage. Today's game is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Try Domino's handmade pan pizza. 2 layers of cheese, toppings to the edge, and a crust made from fresh dough. That medium 2-topping pan pizza, only $7.99 right now at Domino's Pizza, 207 Lancaster Pike in Circleville. Call 740-477-2541. We say thanks to Megan and Gary and Jonathan and the rest of the team over at the Circleville Domino's Pizza. While we're giving thank yous, the team from Fairfield Media helps us get on the air today, led by JT Burcham, talking about Harrison Poole, freshman at Fairfield Christian. That is running things, running all the switches over there today. Harrison, great job. Drew Davidson, Scott West, Davis West, and of course JT Burcham. We appreciate you guys spending a Saturday afternoon helping us bring OCU basketball. Underneath Benson at the right block, his turnaround slapped out of his hands. Hickman to the other end, put it up on the rim, no good. But Hickman, an offensive rebound, make that Humphrey, and Humphrey, after double pumping, extends to the rim and put it in. 19 for Nate Humphrey, and it's 66-39. Crater, top of the key, guarded by Humphrey. Crater looking to work down into the lane, dropped it off to Benson, who went underneath on that baseline Nate Humphrey blocked his shot. Basketball loose, and it ends up in the hands of Hickman, and a foul is going to be charged on Trayvon Crater, who tried to force a jump ball. Foul on Crater is his first, team sixth. 7:04 to play in this basketball game. Barring some kind of disaster, the Trailblazers are going to move to 9-0. They're going to get their 20th win of the season. And OCU, with a win next Saturday against Johnson, would go undefeated in Mid-East Region play for the second time in school history. They did it a season ago as well. 66-39, under 7 minutes to play. Tough shot by Farmer, who nearly put it in. Ball slapped out to Humphrey. Humphrey to the right side, and Hickman. Hickman will get it back to Farmer, and Crown will reset. They trail by 27, 66-39. Owens, tough shot from the free throw line. Mills played good D, but Bartlett missed a box out. Hickman really banging with Schrock underneath. Scoggins right side, no good. Rebound Evan Mills, who outworked that Crown front line to grab the rebound there. Benson underneath against Scoggins. Fakes the pass twice, now underneath, goes cross court to Crater. They made the extra pass to Schrock, and he hit it. Trayvon Crater, as unselfish as you can be out of possession, very easily could have shot that left wing, and instead made a beautiful extra pass to Danny Schrock, who tripled on that left baseline. 66-39, and a foul called on Crater, as he really working Nate Humphrey on that right baseline. Trayvon Crater second, team seventh, and so a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Nate Humphrey. Here comes Joe Collier. Collier, the sophomore from Canal Winchester. Devin Benson will sit down. Both of these teams going to sleep well tonight, Crown in particular, after a Tuesday game at Johnson, after traveling to the state of Indiana Thursday and going all the way back to Knoxville and then playing this one and playing at such a pace with the intensity we've seen. And Bus is going to be quiet on the road back to Knoxville. Crater, top of the key, showed three, dumped it off to Collier, and Humphrey came over and blocked his shot. 5:45 to play. Poor Joel Collier's been sitting for 34 minutes and 15 seconds of game time. And immediately they come in, and dribble drive sets him up, and got to give him a little bit of time to wake up. Right side, it's Bartlett. Bartlett guarded tightly there by Farmer. Bartlett, again, still putting it between the legs, double teamed. Out to Schrock. Schrock put it between his legs to get free from Humphrey. Back out to Schrock. Schrock with 4 on the clock. His three too strong. And Bartlett a rebound, and he was fouled by Farmer on that right baseline with 5:24 to play in the game. The foul is on Josh Farmer. It's only his first. Team fifth, so no free throws. The loose ball foul, and Evan Bartlett will bring it in underneath the OCU basket. Bartlett to the outlet man, Crater. Crater off a screen from Collier into the lane, and his shot blocked by Farmer. Taken away by Owens. Owens had it slapped loose by Evan Mills, but they're going to call a foul on Mills as well, and Trailblazers over the limit. And it should be a 1-and-1 opportunity, and that's exactly what Tom Burns, the head referee, is gesturing. It'll be Spencer Owens, a 69% shooter, that will shoot the free throws here. First one for Owens is up and in. Second point of the game for Owens. Crown now 13 of 18 from the charity stripe. Crater and Bartlett sit down. Jimmy Horton Jr.'s check back in, so does Wesley Russell. Second free throw for Owens is good again. So Spencer Owens with 3 points in this game, 69-41. The lead is 28. It was 38-23 at the intermission, but OCU has really turned it on here in this second half. Left wing, it's Evan Mills. The defensive intensity has been there for 40 minutes. Russell underneath to Collier, who took it strong. It's Scoggins, first one no good. Collier a little step through, went underneath the rim for a reverse, no. Mills a reverse of his own, no good. Mills will try it again, and I think he must have stepped on that baseline. He sure did. And a technical foul has been called on somebody. An elbow to the face of somebody is the call by Tom Burns, and they call the technical foul on Evan Mills. And that's his second. It does count as a team foul as well. So it's number 9, Trayvon Crater, coming to the table. He'll come in after their first free throw by Nate Humphrey. Free throws 20 and 21 for the Royal Crusaders. Humphrey's first one is good. 20-point performance for Nate Humphrey. One more for Humphrey, and that one is good as well. So Crown with 2 off the technical. Nate Humphrey with 21. Crater in, Mills sits down. 69-43. 4:42 to play. Hickman, a quick breather, is back in. Scoggins will sit down. Collier, Horton Jr., Crater, Schrock, and Russell on the floor for OCU. With it is Farmer, the point guard, against Russell, the OCU 2 guard, and Farmer threw it away again. Some miscommunication there as Farmer thought Hickman was going to pop out, and Hickman instead started making his way to the rim, and it was Hickman that looked at Farmer and beat his chest and said, "My bad." 4:23 to play. Lead is still 26. 69-43 OCU. Will go to 9-0 in Mid-East Region play, and Russell off a screen lost the basketball out of bounds back to Crown. Again, a good crowd here today for a matinee game, and Crown traveling very well. Big crowd in attendance, and we'll see if they duplicate this at the Mid-East Region tournament in a few weeks. I'm eager to see that Crown KCU matchup, which should be the 2 and the 3. KCU, I think, is pretty well solidified in that 2 spot. Horton right side, underneath to Wesley Russell, dropped it off to Crater, double pumped up close, no good, and the rebound into the hands of Jesse Horton. The fact that Crown has lost 4 games, 1 to KCU, it'll be 2 to OCU, 1 to Johnson and 1 to Welch. They'll have 5 after this afternoon. KCU only with 2 losses in the region, and so the Knights will be locked into that 2 slot, which is significant because the top 2 teams in this region do not have to play a quarterfinal game with 6 teams. The 3 and the 6, the 4 and the 5 play on Thursday night at 6 and 8. The winners advance to take on the 1 and the 2 on Friday. The men's game will be at 4 p.m. Collier for 3, in and out, did everything but stay down. The ball went out of bounds off a Crater. It'll go back to Crown. The way the semifinals look, there's only 3 teams on the women's side, so the OCU women will likely play the Johnson women on Friday night at 6 p.m. The number 2 seeded Knights will take on the winner of that 3 and 6 game at 4 p.m. on Friday, and then your Trailblazers will play the winner of the 4-5 game on Friday night at 8 p.m. All those times are Eastern, and a push from behind against Wesley Russell, committed by Colin Hickman. It's his 3rd. Hopefully you wrote all that down. There'll be a test in the post-game show, but regional final games are slated for 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Saturday. Again, Friday and Saturday, semifinals and finals will be broadcast with live video free of charge here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network. Russell to inbound, does so to Schrock on the right baseline. Back out to Russell. Collier there to try to set a screen. Manus got through it. Collier sets another. Russell free. Schrock 3. Pinballed around at the backboard and then dropped in for Danny Schrock. 9 points on 3 threes, all of them here in the second half, and Manus just threw it away again. Intercepted by Horton, leading Russell to the rim. 2 more. Wesley in double digits with 11. He's the second Trailblazer to hit that plateau. Trey Vaughn with 13. Humphrey, I beg your pardon, into the lane and put it up and in. 23 points for Nate Humphrey. 74-45. The lead is 29, and Russell in no hurry here, and he better get across that timeline. Shot clock had 23 on it when Wesley walked it across, so a little bit of grace there from the umpire, Greg Woods, on the 10-second violation with 2 minutes to play in this game. Trailblazers lead 74-45. Under 2 minutes to play now. Russell into the lane. No look pass that Collier wasn't ready to catch at the left block. He went out of bounds off of Joe's hands or nose, something, and it's a turnover back to Crown. Minute 51 to play. Crown will head home tonight. After the game, they came in this morning at 6 a.m. They left Knoxville. As we said, they were in Indiana on Thursday, drove there, would have stayed the night and made the trip to OCU and made this a little more manageable, but they had a banquet that they had to be at back on campus yesterday, so they had to do 2 round trips, and the effort, you couldn't tell by the way they played today. They always play hard for their head coach, Dwayne Hickman. Right side, it's Jimmy Horton, who will bring things back out with 1:20 to play in the game. Stick around after for the post-game show. We'll check in with head coach Tony Stockman. We'll select our player of the game and take a look at all the final numbers here on the post-game show. So tune in for that. Stick around for that. Crater off a Collier screen. Will fire a 3. Backside of the iron, no good. Collier an offensive rebound, and he dropped it in. First 2 for the sophomore Joe Collier. 76-45, under a minute to play. Troy Brown out to Hickman. Hickman to Farmer. Farmer on the left wing. Farmer working against Schrock, got into the lane, threw it up on the rim, no. Amuche kept it alive, but it ends up in the hands of Milan Kostov for OCU, and now a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Trailblazers will have to shoot it at least once before they can officially get win number 20 here in 2012-2013. Schrock to Kostov. Kostov guarded there by Scoggins. 10 on the shot clock. Milan going to look to break him down, tried to penetrate and dish, and he threw it out of bounds, and the shot clock is off now with 12.9 seconds left. So Crown will drop to 9-11, 2-5 in Mideast Region play, and OCU here on the 9th of February has already secured their 20th win of the season, and they do it in impressive fashion here tonight in the Leadership Center, where they are now 7-2 on the year. They win tonight by the final of 76-45. Coming up, the post-game show. We'll take a look at all the final numbers. We'll check in with head coach Tony Stockman to get his thoughts on the win and select tonight's OCU player of the game. All that is coming up after this timeout here on the OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network.
From Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike. 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
It's a final here in the Maxwell Leadership Center, 76-45. The Trailblazers do get win number 20 in the Mideast region, and head coach Tony Stockman going to come right over and talk with us here on the post-game show. And Coach, it's about as chippy as I've seen it this year in a basketball game. Have you seen anything as physical as what you saw tonight?
No, and I knew. Remember we talked about before. I knew it would be because that's how it was down there. So, and now, I mean, they're a reflection of their coach. They're going to play hard. They're going to compete no matter what the score was, and that's what happened. And we talked about if our guys can match that, then we would have a good chance to win the game. And
they did. I mean, defensively in the first half, you held Crown to 28% and forced 19 turnovers. How pleased were you with the defensive effort today?
I mean, it was there, just the focus, and they run a lot of good sets, and they run it well. They move the ball and stuff like that. We were just there, and I still thought that they got all the loose balls in the first half, and I think the second half when we started turning it up, that's why I got chipped, because both teams was playing at that level. And I know that's basketball. It's going to happen. I'm glad to see our team match it, though.
best defensive effort of the year?
Yeah, easily. I mean, just with the focus from the beginning to the end. They didn't play the score. They didn't play the component. You know, they did what they needed to do themselves.
Did things get out of hand at any point for you as a head coach? Were you upset with the tees or?
No, I was fine with the tees. I was a little. The one kid tried to trip Kenny. I was a little upset about that.
Sure.
But I know the refs can't see anything, and I thought the refs did a great job with how they played. They let us play. They didn't control the game. They let the players do it. I just didn't want anybody to get hurt. And, you know, as a coach, you get defensive a little bit.
Sure.
But I thought I loved the way they played. I loved the way we played. I thought it was a great game.
Is this a message-sending game? This was a team that's the 2 or the 3, and well, they're going to be the 3 now that they got beat today. But obviously, it's a big win in the reach. It kind of sends a message. You've knocked off KCU now twice by 10, and after a 6-point win in Knoxville, now you send a message today, winning by 31.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to do. I mean, that's been our focus. We want to start putting teams away that we feel we can, and I thought we did a great job. And you know, hopefully it sets the tone for like you said, there's only a couple more weeks left in the season, so I think we're playing our best basketball right now, and hopefully we continue to do that the next couple weeks.
Dwayne Hickman played easily as many guys as you did today, easily as deep. I'm not sure his talent level is as strong, but they only end up with 6 guys scoring. You had 11 different players score today. How much more difficult is that is this team to beat when everybody contributing?
Yeah, and that's what we talk. I try to we try to play 10 for sure, and then depending on how it's going, I try to get Danny and Joe in there. And I know it's going to benefit us if we get deep in the tournament, and if injuries happen and stuff like that. 12 guys that's been on the court and been contributing. And in a tough game like this, no matter what the score was, I told Jamie, I said, it's 20 points. I feel like it's a 3-point game.
That's what I was saying, man. The first half at the end, I thought it was you're broadcasting it like it's going down to the wire and you're winning by 20. So
I love it. I mean, that's the games you want to coach, and I'm sure that's the games you want to play in. Where they never quit, man.
No.
You gotta tip your hat to them. I love the way they play and how hard they play.
And I guess it says something about your team too. Winning by 20, it's easy to kind of back off, go to a prevent D, if you will, and instead your guys were out for a little bit more.
Well, that's what we've been talking about, matching the aggressiveness.
Sure.
I say a team that's less talented than you, if they're more aggressive, then they can hang around. If you're the same aggressiveness, then you're going to have a good chance to win.
Right.
And I thought we did it finally. I thought we did it last game, and I thought we did it this game.
You get a couple days off now. Next Friday against Kuiper, unless there's been a game added in. So what do you do the next week to kind of get these guys tournament ready?
Yeah, I mean we'll have some days where we stretch a lot and shoot a lot, but then we'll have some real competitive practice, and that's what we had before this week. We just broke it down. We didn't do X and O's. We just did man-on-man, blue versus white, first team versus second team.
Sure.
And whoever loses got to run, and they really battled, and it really showed. It showed the way they played in practice. It transferred to the game, and that toughness was there that we were lacking.
I imagine there's some teams that you've seen this year that may not be as good as your second team. I mean, I don't know if you experienced that as a player at Ohio State, but I mean, there's got to be some pretty good matchups with as deep as your team is in a practice.
It's with our team, man. When I'm on the court, I'm sitting there looking like I don't know. It's kind of like get everybody in the first half and see who's playing better that day, because it's close. A lot of the guys are like right here. You don't know who's a little bit more focused that day or who got it going with the rhythm and flow.
Everybody had it going today. 11 guys scored, and I mean, to pick a player of the game, why don't you help me with that? I mean, it was a total team effort.
I really liked how Devin been playing the last 2 days. His focus and his aggressiveness. I don't know what his numbers were, but he definitely is doing what we want him to do. The other thing is you think about like Danny. Danny's like 11th, 12th man. He comes in. He's hitting. I don't know. He hit 2 or 3 threes. Yeah, and he's just. And you think about that, I want to get him in, but I got to give the other guys their time too. And it's tough. It's tough as a coach to find it when we have that deep. But like you said, that's a good problem to have.
And Benson, you're going to need a guy like Benson. Nelson's going to go to the regional or national, and he's going to get a couple quick ones in a game. As aggressive as he is, and what a luxury it is to have a big body like Benson on the bench.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, his focus has been unreal the last couple of days, and we know that his potential is there, that he can do this.
Sure.
And he's been doing it lately.
Sure does. So 11 guys scored today, 76-45. Good luck against Kuiper, and we'll talk to you next Saturday against Johnson.
Thank you.
It's the head coach of the Trailblazers, Tony Stockman, a 20-win season in his first year as the head coach at OCU. A pretty good start to what we hope is a long time for the Stockmans here in Circleville. They win today 76-45. Does OCU. They scored 38 in the first half and 38 in the second. They hold crown to 23 in the first and 22 in the second half. They win tonight by the final of 76-45. Final scoring numbers in this game: 23 for Nate Humphrey to lead Crown. They got a dozen tonight from their hardworking power forward Colin Hickman, and they were the only 2 guys in double digits. And it was Spencer Owens with 3, Troy Brown had that 3 early in the first half. He did not score again. And then Chad Manus, the backup point guard, and Steven Scoggins had 2 points apiece. Crown unofficially 16 of 21 from the charity stripe for 76%. OCU, 11 guys scored tonight. Did anybody not score? I think everybody, Trayvon Crater, the only Trailblazer, sorry Trayvon, but the only guy tonight that did not score. Trayvon leading the way with 13. Russell added 11. They were the only Trailblazers in double digits, but Danny Schrock with 3 threes in that second half finished with 9. Benson had 9. Nelson had 9. 8 for Evan Mills. 5 for Jimmy Horton Jr. 5 for Kenny Cooper. 3 points for Evan Bartlett, and 2 apiece for Joe Collier and Milan Kostoff. The Trailblazers a blistering 13 of 16 from the charity stripe this afternoon for 82%. We're going to do co-players of the game. Tony Stockman talked about the importance of the bigs, in particular Benson and James Nelson and Benson tonight. 9 points apiece to help lead this OCU basketball team to their 20th win of the season. And one more time, I will mention that if OCU can knock off Johnson next Saturday in this building, they would finish undefeated in Mid-East Region play, which would be their second undefeated season in region play. They did the exact same thing a year ago en route to the Mid-East Region Championship and a 3rd place finish out in Springfield, Missouri. The Trailblazers back in action next Friday night against Midwest Region opponent Kuiper College. They beat Kuiper at Kuiper in the first semester. That game is slated for a 7:30 start, and then they finish up the regular season next Saturday against Johnson in this building. Crown, with the loss, drops to 9-11. They are 2-5 in region play. Tuesday night they host Johnson, a team that just beat them a week ago, 84-82 in overtime. Thursday they go to Boyce, and then Friday they finish their regular season with a tough test at KCU. That game is slated for a 7 p.m. start. And again, our next regular season broadcast, final regular season broadcast, is in this building a week from today, the 16th, 1 p.m. the women, OCU versus Johnson, and 3 p.m. the men. Airtime with the pregame show is set for 12:40 p.m. So we hope you'll tune in then. And can I say it one more time? Our Mid-East Region broadcast schedule Thursday night, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. are the quarterfinals. Crown will play in one of those games. We'll have an audio-only broadcast. You can go right to the OCU website, click on the Listen Live links. Looks like Crown will be the 3 seed. They would play the 6 seed in that game, either at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. And then on Friday, a men's semifinal at 4 p.m., a women's semifinal. It'll be OCU and Johnson at 6 p.m., a men's semifinal involving number 1 OCU at 8 p.m. on Friday night. Mid-East Region finals are set for 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Saturday. The semis and the finals in their entirety will be broadcast with live video beginning at 3:40 on Friday, February the 22nd. So I think I've told you everything I can tell you. We'll be back with you next Saturday. We hope you'll tune in at 12:40 to get set for senior night here at OCU, when the men's team recognizes 3 seniors. Milan Kostoff, also talking about James Nelson. And help me, there is one more senior, and I don't want to leave him out. Maybe it's only 2. Shame on me for not knowing that, but a couple seniors that will be recognized in this building on the men's side, and we'll recognize the seniors on the OCU women's team, talking about Shelby Rowe, the OCU all-time leading scorer. So want to say special thanks to Fairfield Media, Harrison Poole running things today, the true freshman out of Fairfield Christian. JT Burcham called you the switcher today, Harrison, pulling all the switches, got us set up over here. And then our cameraman today, Drew Davidson, and then a father-son duo, Scott West up on the balcony here in this building, Davis West as well, and JT Burcham, the leader of this team. We appreciate them. And again, if you appreciate this broadcast, we'll have it again archived in about a day right on the OCU website. It'll be on YouTube, and then fans also can see it on non-commercial public TV in Lancaster and Circleville as well. well. So with the win, the Trailblazers get win number 20 already, and we've still got another month of the season. They get 20 wins. They're 20-8, 9-0 in Mid-East Region. Crown drops to 9-11 and 2-5 in Mid-East Region play. For the entire team from Fairfield Media,
from Ohio Christian University, it's the Trailblazer Basketball Network. The OCU Trailblazer Basketball Network, brought to you in part by
Domino's Pizza of Circleville, located on Lancaster Pike, 740-477-2541. 740-477-2541.
Circleville Subway is a proud sponsor of the OCU Trailblazers Basketball Network. Subway, eat fresh.
Service Master Clean by Todd George. They will help you get clean and stay that way at work and at home. 740-687-1077. Fairfield Christian Academy has a K-12 program that's committed to molding young minds to have a Christian worldview while providing an education of excellence. Learn more at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.
Thank you for watching the Trailblazer Basketball Network.